I have never seen a company crumble this badly under zero pressure, quite like Disney's with Snow White. They have proven that by essentially ripping off their original properties, they can guarantee a profit as long as it doesn't piss off the fans. The remake of The Lion King, which is just a soulless knockoff of the original, made over $1 billion because it was live action. If quality isn't important in order to make money, then why did Disney go out of their way to screw themselves over with their most important property? Snow White is what put Disney on the map. It was their first feature-length animated film, and it is one of the most influential films of all time. Walt Disney capitalized on a brand new medium for storytelling, and because of his efforts, Disney is the animation juggernaut they are today. He proved that animation was not just a short-form, silly medium of entertainment, but a tool that could be utilized to tell stories in a whole new way. Animation could compete with the top dogs in Hollywood. So thank you, Disney, for doing the exact opposite of what Walt accomplished. Snow White was made to be the first film that got audiences excited about feature-length animation. So to remake the most important animated film of all time into live action goes against what the entire point of the movie was. If you ever wanted to prove that Disney was run by disabled walruses, here you go. Yeah, let's take this movie that was clearly intended to be animated and make it live action, only actually we are going to use blue screen the whole time and make the film look like shit. Everything about this is wrong, and we've known this ship would sink since the very beginning. When you let your actors talk shit about your property to the press, we all know how good this movie is going to be. This wasn't made by somebody who cares, just some jackass with a hate bone for a nearly century-old film. Why would you ever work for Disney if you didn't like what made Disney so special? Walt Disney was an artist who put love into everything he did. Tell me, Bob, name a single artistic element of your remake of Snow White. Not only have you stripped the film of anything good about the original, but you added elements that hurt this brand in the process. Why would you cast actors who don't care about the original? I don't care if your lead actress happens to be a wonderful singer. If she doesn't care about this character, then why cast her? There are plenty of Broadway talented actresses who would love to play Disney's first princess. So why choose the most narcissistic asshole of the litter? I understand that West Side Story was a big deal back in 2021. So yes, she was an influential young actress at that point. But being influential does not equal good performance. Was there even an audition? The entire process of finding a team for this disaster just feels so artificial and mean-spirited. Yeah, let's remake Snow White, except I fucking hate that movie, so let's take a fat, steamy shit all over the original, piss off our fans, and expect a profit. Combine all this with having the worst backbone in Hollywood, and Disney has officially hit rock bottom again for like the 100th time. When Peter Dinklage says dwarfs are racist, you ignore him, because obviously fantasy dwarfs and people with dwarfism are not the same thing. Is the water supply in LA filled with copper or some shit? Because how in the world can one man single-handedly get Disney to change the most noteworthy element of the original, but then go back on their change once the internet went crazy? This entire project doesn't make any sense financially, so why spend so much time on a rotten turd of a production? Do you hate Snow White that badly? And at that point, why make movies at all, Disney? Walt Disney crafted films because he loved storytelling and animation. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs may be a flawed film, but you can't deny how much love is pouring out of that project. Snow White was not created through love, but out of spite for something older than every single staff member at Disney. Art is not made out of hate, but out of love. This is not a story for an audience, but a reminder that the original is on Disney Plus, so go watch that movie instead of this piece of garbage. 2 out of 10. Fuck this movie.
See